Good morning, it is Wednesday. We have quite a sunny day here actually. I'm going to try and do most of my tutorials on a Wednesday, my crochet ones. That's the theory. I can't promise it because sometimes life gets in the way, as you know, but that is what I'm going to try and do, crochet Wednesdays. Today we're going to be making a very simple poinsettia, or a poinsettia type flower. I know you get different variations on it. This is the one we're going to be doing, but I just popped this one in as an example of it being exactly the same pattern, but I've just used a smaller hook, 1.5mm, and I've used this Anchor number 8 crochet cotton. So it just shows you can take one pattern and scale it to whatever size you want, whether you go for 4-ply or double knit or Aran or chunky or whatever you fancy. I mean, this little flower I've made, I've just popped a little hair clip on the back of it, so it's just going to be going in one of my doll's hair. So I'm going to pop that to one side because that was just a little example. It's an example of a couple of little clips as well. That's the one I've used on the dolls. These are quite small ones you can specifically get for miniatures. And this one's just a little crocodile clip, which I thought might be quite nice to pop onto the back of here, whether you're going to hot glue it on, whether you're going to stitch it on, or whatever suits you. Because I thought, well, it could be used for lots of things. You could clip it on the Christmas tree like that, just as a decoration. Be really nice on a parcel as a present for somebody at Christmas, or in your hair yourself. Whatever it works for, you can use it for so many different things. So those are the little clips. You can get them all over the place. I think I just got mine on eBay. So we're not going to be using this tiny hook. We're not going to be using that yarn. But what we are going to be using is 3.5mm and double knit yarn. Now this one does have a sparkle in it because I just thought the deeper red was actually a little bit better than that bright red I've used on the other one. So just a little bit of a sparkle red. I need to get some more of this, but I've got to remember what brand it is because I've taken the label off, and a little bit just for the center there. So we'll pop things to one side. I've actually got myself a drink today, as you can see. It's bizarre. I'm doing Christmas, but I'm still on Halloween. This is a gorgeous cup. It's got little pussycats all over it. When I've drunk it, I can show it you. But peppermint tea in there at the moment because my throat does have a tendency to go dry while I am working. So here we go. Poinsettia flower. Taking our yellow yarn. I've got a little basket here. I'm just going to let it run through because I do have a tendency when it's in a ball for it to go all over the floor. In fact, I'll pop both of them in there. I'm going to start with my slip knot. Pop it on my hook, not too tight. And we're just going to do 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now into that first chain, we're going to do a slip stitch. So in it goes, grab the yarn, pull it through, pull it through. Yeah. We are now going to do 3 chain. That 3 chain does count as the first treble of our popcorn stitch because we're going to do 8 popcorn stitches, but only a 4 treble one, only a 4 treble, because you can get them with 5, you can get them in various sizes, but we're only doing a 4 treble here. So remember that counts as a first treble, and they're all going to go into this center, so it's nice and easy to squeeze in. So yarn around the hook, remembering I'm using UK terms. So this is a treble over here, obviously a double crochet in the US. So yarn around the hook, into the center hole, grab the yarn, pull it through. We should have 1, 2, 3 on the hook. Pull it through 2, pull it through 2. We're going to do that again. Yarn round, into the space, pull it through. 3 on the hook, pull it through 2, pull it through 2. Again, yarn round, in, pull it through 2, pull it through 2. So I only had to do 3 because remember that one counted as our first one. I'm going to take my hook out, leave a little bit of a long bit there in case you're worried about it dropping out. Now the first one's a bit difficult because it's a 3 chain, so we've got to act as if it's a treble. So we're going to pop the hook into the top of that 3 chain, so it's a little bit tricky, so I've just got to wiggle it in. Where's it going in? It's going in. There we go. So basically I would have had 4 trebles. I've popped that into the first, but this time it is chain. We're going to grab this yarn, tighten it up a little bit because we don't want it pulling through, and we're going to just slip it through that first one. Okay, so that did catch a little bit, as you probably heard, but again, it's because it's that chain, so please be careful. We're going to do 2 chains now, and into the same space, the hole in the center, we're going to do 4 trebles. That's 2, 3 and 4. I'm going to take my hook out. I'm going to count back to my 4th. I'm going to put the hook in the top of that 4th. I'm also going to hook that long yarn, tighten it up, and pull this through this. Then I'm going to do 2 chain. Now we need 8 of those. Sometimes looks a bit impossible, thinking you're going to fit 8 in there, but you will. They're a bit tight towards the end, but we're going to do 4 trebles, or not. There we go. 2, 3 and 4. This is a popcorn stitch, as I've said, so we take it out, count back to the original one, in, making sure I'm picking up both pieces. Let me move that out of the way, can you see? So I'm picking up both parts, tighten that up round, pull it through, 2 chain. So we have 3. Let's say squeeze them round, because it almost looks as if there's no way you're going to get 8 in there, but if you just push them round a little bit, they will do it. So 4 trebles, 1, 2, 3. Oh, so it's jumped out of the box now. And 4. Take it out into the top of the first one, grab the yarn, tighten it through, and pull it through, 2 chain. There's 2 chain between every single one of these little sets. So another popcorn, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it out, put it into the first one, grab it, tighten it, and pull it through, 2 chain. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it does look a bit tight, that. We will get it in, we will squeeze it in. So we have 4 trebles, 2, 3, 4. Take it out into the first, tighten and pull through, 2 chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 2 more to fit in there. This is going to be tight. So we have 4 trebles. Is that 3? At least they're easy to count, trebles. If you lose count, yes, that was 3. 3 and our 4th. Take it out into the first, tighten it and pull it through, 2 chain. 1 more to do. We can see if you just sort of push it round a bit along the chain, you can usually find a space, which we have done. We have 4, 1, 2, or not. What have I done there? 3, and 1 more. Going to take it out into the top of that first one and pull it through, 2 chain. Now we are round, we have 8. Now it's a little bit weird to see, but at the back where you've pulled them together, there is actually a stitch. So we've done our 2 chain and we're just going into the back of that first one. Oh, or we're not, it slips, there we go. And you're going to just do a slip stitch. And that is your centre done. So I'm just going to grab my scissors. Make sure I pull that through so it's not going anywhere. Now I do recommend you sew your ends in now. So we're going to sew them in because they do get in the way of when you're doing your petals. So let's get these sewn in. I am actually trying to do this video under 33 minutes. Don't ask me why 33 minutes. For some reason, my phone only records 33 minutes and then it goes on to a second recording, which is fine. I've got editing software to put them together. But what I'm finding is when I put them together, I don't think the clarity is there on the image. So this is a bit of an experiment to see if this is a better image colour. If, oh, I just knocked it. That's not going to help, is it? We've gone blurry completely now. Where are we? Come on, come on. There we go. That helped me trying to get clarity and actually make it blurrier. So I'm just sewing these ends in still. Just sewing them into the back just so they're nice and secure and they're not going to go anywhere. So we'll see. If this works, it works. If it works and I'm still having issues with the others, I've got to do a bit of research. I'm not that technically minded, I'm not bad, but it's certainly not my field of expertise. So here we go. So you have the centre, and between each one of these centres, you should have the 2 chain. Yep. So we're now going to take our red yarn. Let me pop my needle over to there before I lose it, like I always do. I'm just going to wrap my yarn round as I would any other time. I'm just going to go into one of those 2 spaces. So we're going between each one of these popcorns. So I'm going to pull my yarn through. I'm going to do 1 chain, but then I'm also going to do a double crochet back into that same hole because it anchors it. Okay, so that's anchored my yarn now, and I'm going to do 10 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or not, 8, 9 and 10, and I'm going to go back in to the same hole and I'm going to do a double crochet. I'm now going to jump to the next 2 chain space and do a double crochet. 10 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back into the same one again. So each of these 2 chain spaces is going to have a little set of 10 chain. So back into the one you've just come out of, a double crochet. Jump to the next one, into the 2 chain space and do a DC, double crochet, 10 chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and back into the same one with a double crochet. Next space, double crochet, 10 chain, back into the same hole, into the next one. So it doesn't take too long. Most 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, double crochet into the same space. So we're over halfway around now, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got into the next 2 chain space, a double crochet, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and double crochet back in into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and into the space. We have 1 more space left, so a double crochet, 10 chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and back in. Now we've done them all, but we do need to slip stitch join, because otherwise you get this nasty gap here. So into the first one we did, I'm going to do a slip stitch. It just pulls it together. So we should have 8 of these sort of little spidery looking chains. And again, all they were was 1 double crochet in, 10 chain, 1 double crochet in again into the same space. We're now going to work a set of patterns into every single one of these petals, and they're all going to be the same. So I'm going to do, these do get in the way a bit, so be careful when you're fiddling. So we're working just in this one first. So into this 10 chain space, we're going to do a double crochet. We're now going to do 6 trebles. Remember, wrapping the yarn into the space, pull it through. It's a bit of a weird one to hold. This is our second one, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So that is 6 trebles along that 10 chain. We are now going to do a 3 chain picot stitch. Now different people can do this different ways. This is just how I do mine. So if you have a way of doing a picot, by all means please do it. So I'm going to do 1, 2 and 3 chain. Now on a picot pattern it will then tell you to slip stitch into the first of those 3 chain. I like to go a little bit lower. I'm hoping this is going to show okay. But if you go down to these stitches right at the bottom, it's actually where your last treble is. And I pick up that. Again, no right, no wrong. Usually they tell you to go into the first of the 3 chain you've just done. I just take mine that tiny bit lower because I feel that's a little bit more secure picking that up. And I'm going to do a slip stitch. So we get a little bobble. Can you see that little bobble? I am now going to do 6 more trebles down the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and a double crochet, because remember the other side started with a double crochet. So that is our first petal. We now have to do that into every single one of these. As I say, it does get a little bit awkward to hold. It's not hard, it's just awkward because they get in the way. So I just literally I'm taking this petal now, so I'm going to move that one out to the way. This is the one I'm working in. Yep. And I'm going to do a double crochet in it. So 1 double crochet, 6 trebles. That's 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I say it does wobble about a bit while you're working. I'm now going to do that 3 picot. So 1, 2, 3 chain, and then either slip stitch into that first chain, or as I do, I just take it that a little bit lower so it's almost like the top of that last treble, and a slip stitch. I'm going to do 6 trebles down the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Remember, we need a DC as well, a DC at the end. Can you see how this is now getting in my way? So I'll just tuck it back. You can just fold it back. It doesn't get in your way so much. DC. But we want this one now. Always the same in every single one. 1 double crochet. The yarn staying in the pot this time. 6 trebles. So I've got 1. See, I'm sort of holding this now rather than this to do my work. Oh. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Remember, 1, 2, 3 chain. This is your picot and into whichever stitch you prefer to do. Say I've just gone into the top of the last treble instead. 6 trebles. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, or not. Lost that last stitch there. Do it again. Beauty of crochet. You can pull the stitch out and just do it again. What have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th. 1 double crochet in. On to our next one. So we have 3. Can you see we've got our 3 petals starting to form now? I'm going to move a little bit faster because every one of them's the same. It's just 1 double crochet, 6 trebles, 1 3-chain picot, 6 trebles, 1 double crochet. That is it, no more, no less. So we have our double crochet, we have our 6 trebles. So we've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 picot, 1 2 3 chain, and into the base. 6 trebles, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and don't forget there's a DC before you move on to the next one. Double crochet into our next 10 chain space with a double crochet. 6 trebles. That wasn't a treble, that was a half treble. That's a treble. 2 3 4 5 and 6. 1 2 3 picot into the base with a slip stitch. 6 trebles. 1 2 doing it again, 2, take it back out. So there was 2, yep, 2 3 4 5 and 6, DC in. So how many have we got left? We've got 3 left. So we've got a double crochet into the 10 chain space, 6 trebles. 1 2 3 4 5, or not 5, take that back out. What did I have? 1 2 3 4 I had, so I need 2 more. 5 and 6 picot, 1 2 3 chain into the base with a slip stitch. 6 trebles. At least said doubles, didn't I? 2 3 4 5 and 6, and a double crochet. Nearly round, just 2 more to go. So remember, double crochet first, then 6 trebles. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 picot, 3 chain, 1 2 3 into its base with a slip stitch. 6 trebles. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Remember, a double crochet to finish, and we've got 1 more left. So double crochet in, 6 trebles. We have 1 2 3 4 5. You see how it's split? It's the only thing, I absolutely love yarns with a sort of metallic sort of filament through it, but it can catch. Let me check that again. What did I have? 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Then we have 1 2 and 3 chain, slip stitch into the base. That's your picot. Then we're going to have 6 trebles down the other side. This is our last 6. 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 5 6 2 3 4 3, 4, 5 and 6 and a DC. Now we need to join. So I'm going to actually join, you see in this very first, you see in there where you actually did your first stitch, we're going to go into there and we're going to do a slip stitch. So we pull it through and we pull it through. Pop it down, I'm going to cut my yarn and I'm going to pull that yarn through that chain. And we have a little poinsettia. Just needs a little bit of flattening, a little bit of stretching into position. Obviously we need to sew our ends in as well, but we've got the same size. So we have a little flower there. Now, if you found it was going a little bit fast in the middle section, just repeat that first bit into every 10 chain space. That's all you really need to do. It's the same thing in every single one of them. It is 1 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trebles, little picot bobble, 6 trebles and a DC. That's all you need to really remember. Hopefully you did find it quite simple. I'm hoping this has recorded nicely. Looking at the time, I've got that in on 26 minutes. So allowing for the little bit of time at the beginning, I'll probably, well, we've made it in what, 20 minutes? Something like that. So I think they're nice and quick. Like I said, I think they look great on a gift or like I say in someone's hair or on a hat, even on a hat. It'd look quite nice on a hat. I'm going to have a quick drink now because I said I was going to have one and I tried not, I didn't really need one, but my throat is a little bit dry now. So excuse me. Can't tip my cup up now, can I? It's got loads of cute little cats all over it, little Halloween cats. They're all going to be using it for the next couple of days. I need to look for a Christmas one next, I think. You can see this when I do my other videos a little bit easier, but obviously from this angle we can't. So I'm hoping that was nice and steady enough for you. I know some people have said I do go a little bit fast, but then other people seem to be happy with it. So it's really hard to get that medium. But if you just remember, as I've said, whatever's in the first one is in all the rest. So you just do it 8 times that first bit that we did. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're going to get some nice little Christmas gifts done, or some little hats, I don't know, perhaps curtain tie backs they could clip onto. All sorts of decorations you could do. Look nice in a garland or a wreath. Just a nice simple pattern. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Please have a look at my other patterns if you're interested. Like, share, subscribe, etc, etc. And if you do want notifications of, as I say, I'm going to try and do one every Wednesday. Just click on the little bell. I think it's somewhere down there, the little bell. And if you click on that, it gives you notifications as soon as I've made the video. So thank you for joining me today and hope to see you next Wednesday. Bye.